All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to watch this or watch the recorded part of it. My name is Julie Zilke, and I, along with the other women who will be sharing their stories tonight, are a part of a unique community called the Healthy Living Revolution. And our goal is to come along individuals and families to help them make one simple change in ways that are doable and sustainable. And we do that by inspiring healthy living, as you can see on your screen, around the world. So tonight's focus is going to be on education, followed by a simple solution, and then the stories, which really are the best part. So please make sure to hang around for that. All right, let me just, sometimes the screen little sticks just a little. Well, and always feels like an eternity. There we go. All right, so let's get started with not the good news, that we are unhealthy, which really isn't that much news, right? We know this. 1 in 4 people will die of heart disease. 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men will develop cancer. 1 in 3 will have diabetes by 2050, and 1 in 5 children is obese. To give just some comparison, back in the 1940s, for cancer anyway, it was 1 in 16. So in a very short time, really in a generation, we have gone from 1 in 16 to 1 in 2 and 1 in 3. Dr. David Katz, who's the head of prevention at Yale, says that our children are more harmed by a poor diet than by exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. Dr. David Katz was also the doctor who said that we will have children that very likely will live less long as their parents. This will be the first generation of children that will experience that. And as he has predicted, this is what is happening. In fact, the CDC has lowered the life expectancy rate for the last 3 consecutive years. So we definitely have some things going on here brewing. And why might this be? Well, the first reason is environmental toxins are increasing. So examples shown in this little diagram here are pollution, water contaminants. Our water has all kinds of stuff in it, pesticides on our food and sprayed on our land, prescription drugs, over-the-counter drugs, chemicals, skincare, the stuff we're putting on our skin, the stuff that we're using in our laundry, our hair products, and then of course plastic. So we are living more and more every day in an incredibly toxic world. This is unlike anything. I mean, my grandparents didn't have half of this to deal with. So this is just a big piece of the puzzle here. And on the other side is that our food quality is decreasing. Our food used to be an ally and is no longer the case. More than 50% of what we eat is processed. That's just what is available. It's what's easy. And in our fast-paced life, it's what's convenient. Unfortunately, that food is full of all the things you see on your screen. Also, we are losing nutrients in our whole food. So we're eating processed, and then our whole food options are not as much as they used to be. It says here, broccoli can lose 50 to 80% of key nutrients before you even purchase it. And so when we do eat whole foods, we're just not getting the same quality. So what can we do to be healthier? That's not a great picture I just painted, but we do have a lot of choice over what our health looks like. So listed here are 6 things. We can move our bodies. We can make sure we're getting a good amount of sleep every night. We can manage our stress. Stress is known as a silent killer. So we definitely have control over that. We can drink water. Half our weight in ounces is a great place to start. I know for me, I just put a pitcher on my counter every day that has that amount in it. And I know every day I need to get through. And that is I did that about 3 years ago, and that has made a world of difference. We can use safer products, and we can eat real food. And of those 6, we're going to focus tonight on eating real food. And so we're in that, we're going to focus on fruits and vegetables, because experts agree that most diseases are preventable with good nutrition. So that is wonderful news for that first slide that we looked at. So why are fruits and vegetables so important to us? So they are important because they address something called oxidative stress. So oxidative stress is linked to poor health, and antioxidants, which are found in fruits and vegetables, are going to help us with that. So what is oxidative stress? It's definitely a term I've heard thrown around, but just a really easy definition. Oxidative stress is actually the root cause of disease and aging in our bodies. So as long as we are breathing, we are going to have oxidative stress. It's a part of the human condition. Nothing we can do about that. But there are behaviors that can either increase or decrease our oxidative stress. And you might think those are probably all negative, but that isn't the case. Yes, there are negative causes such as drinking too much, staying up late, a lot of sun exposure, not getting enough sleep, that's kind of staying up late, same sort of thing. But good things actually cause oxidative stress in our bodies too. Being pregnant, which is a very good thing, and then exercise. We always think we're doing a body good when we exercise, but not if we don't have antioxidants. So what this means on a cellular level is that we have free radicals and they're toxic to our body. And all day long, they're pinging our cells, okay? And doing damage. Over 10,000 times a day, our cells are being pinged by these free radicals. But when we eat antioxidants, they actually seek out the free radicals, they bind with them, and they neutralize them, and they actually help take them out of our bodies. What an amazing solution we have in fruits and vegetables. So a great example, as you're looking at on the screen, is that apple. The moment we cut the apple, it is exposed to oxygen and it starts the aging process, the browning process. But when we sprinkle a lemon on our apple, you know probably from your own experience that that aging stops. One half has had the lemon, one half doesn't. It's the same way in our body. When we sprinkle our bodies with antioxidants, when we flood our bodies with those, the inside, the aging, the rusting of our bodies, our cells, also stops. So pretty incredible that fruits and vegetables are the answer there for oxidative stress. And that's why it isn't that fruits and vegetables are good for you. It's so good for you that they could save your life, certainly elongate your life. And this is from Time Magazine 2003. Again, not brand new news, but something that we need to refocus on. Sometimes it's the simple things that really have the power. So we need 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And that's if you want to maintain your current health. But if you are fighting disease, if you are an athlete, if you are pregnant, you need upwards to 20 servings a day. So that is a whole lot. And why so many? Well, first off, because produce is being picked before it is developed nutritionally completely. And so great examples on that screen are the green bananas. I know I went to the store yesterday and I picked myself up some green bananas. Or right now there's avocados in the store. They're hard as rocks. I know I'm gonna have to bring them home for a few days. So why does that matter? I think if there's any takeaway point I'd love for you to remember, it's this. Because we are bringing home produce always that has not been ripened on any vine. It's almost impossible to find unless you are shopping at a farmer's market every time or you're growing your own. You're not going to find it in our store. And that's because it's transported thousands of miles. What happens though is that 80 to 90% of the nutrition is coming into the plant when it's ripened on the vine. It's the sign when it's ripe that it's also most nutritious. So you can pick it early and you can ripen it on your counter like we do our bananas and our avocados, and in the summer our peaches or our plums or our pears, but you'll never have the nutrition. So you have a nutritionally devoid piece of fruit or a vegetable in front of you. On top of that, 90% of us are not eating enough, and we certainly are not eating the variety. We are creatures of habit. That's not a bad thing, but that means we are certainly not getting all the different variety that we need. I think this slide really shows kind of what we're up against. The National Institute of Health did a study with spinach that was frozen in 1953 and compared it to what spinach was in 1997 and found that one bowl of spinach equaled what 43 bowls of spinach was in 1997. And I'm probably pretty sure that if we do that study now, it's going to be even more. And that was just iron content. There's a whole lot more in spinach than just iron. But this is why we try to do well, but we just can't get what we need, hence the sickness and disease that we're seeing. So 50 years ago or so, we decided that we'd try to bridge a gap with multivitamins. And the government developed this, and they took multivitamins, or they took isolated nutrients. They identified 12 to 15, that's what we call the essential vitamins and minerals, and they isolated them, put them together in a lab, and then put them in a capsule. And we find that 70% of Americans are trying to fill this gap, of what they're not eating with a multivitamin. But unfortunately, these vitamins are isolated and they are not working in the body. They're not working together as they should in the body, because we need the synergy of everything working together. So you can see on the screen, you know, a good multivitamin is going to have 15 to 20 things there. However, that apple in the middle, the whole food, which is what we were made to eat, that has over 10,000 phytonutrients working in synergy. So yes, it has the 12 to 15 things on the left, but it also has, here are 400 of the named phytonutrients that we know of. And all of those are working together in your body to do good thing. Unfortunately, too, research is showing that isolated vitamins actually may do more harm than good. And that's found in the Annals of Internal Medicine in December 2013. You can do a Google search and find that for yourself. So enter our solution portion of this presentation. What is Juice Plus? Well, I want to tell you just real quick the backstory of Juice Plus, because I think it's wonderful just to kind of know how it got started. There was a doctor by the name of Dr. Santillo who was helping cancer patients to get better and to heal using juice. And this was 30 years ago. His father got sick with lymphoma, and now it was really personal for Dr. Santillo. He actually checked his dad out of the hospital. He was given 3 weeks to live, took him to his office and started giving him all kinds of juices. But as his dad was really in a precarious situation, he was trying to figure out how he could make it more powerful. So he actually took everything. He wanted to make it more powerful than just the juice. He added the pits and the peels and the seeds and the rinds. He put it all in just a big blender, if you will, and pulverized it all. And that's really where this whole concept began. And his dad ended up getting better. And he ended up living another 6 years with an amazing quality of life, which is very unusual all those years ago. And then he wanted to find a company that would help people understand what this was and would do so through education. And he found that company 26 years ago with Juice Plus. And so that's how this product came to the market. So it is just simply whole food that are harvested at the peak of ripeness, which we talked about was so important. All of it is vine ripened. It's then pulverized, it's not juiced, so you get everything. And then it's dried into powders at low temperatures to preserve the nutrition. So then they're put in the capsules or the chewables. We also have a full spectrum omega, which we'll talk about here just in a little bit. So I want you to take a look at all of those beautiful colors, the color of the rainbow for sure. If you think about the apple having over 10,000 phytonutrients, we've got the avocado with 20,000, the blueberry with 30,000. Some of them are probably the same, I'm sure, but a lot of them are different. And I don't know about you, but I am not eating these 30 different things every day, let alone every week, let alone every month. So that is the Juice Plus, and I actually skip back here real quick. So this is what my family, my husband and I take. We call this our trio. So it's the fruits and the veggies and the berries. And then we also add the omegas in, our plant-based omegas, which came to market 2 years ago. So they're a newer product because Juice Plus is interested in helping people bridge the gap. This is another area we need to bridge. We do not make omega fatty acids ourselves. We have to get them from food. A lot of people have been bridging the gap with with fish oil. But fish oil has its issues. First of all, fish are toxic in our oceans, which are also polluted, and it's not sustainable. It takes 4 to 5 pounds of fish to make 1 ounce of oil. So this is not good for our environment, not good for the fish, and therefore not really good for us. What's great though is that Juice Plus figured out that fish don't have omegas inherent to them. They have to go get them, and they go get them from algae. And so we cut out the fish, and we went straight to the algae. We grow our own algae, and then we went ahead and added 5 other oils from plants. And because of that, it's a wide spectrum. So we hear a lot about omega-3s, but our omegas actually have 3s and 5s and 6 and 7 and 9 because we believe they are all important. So especially good for the heart, brain, joint, skin, and eyes. There was a study actually that my own primary physician sent me and then asked to please get on our omegas, because there is a study that came out that is linking omega deficiency to the shrinking of our brains. that obviously is not a good, not a good thing. So our brains are all shrinking at some rate, right? They kind of peak in our 20s and then they do start shrinking. But if we can slow that down by something as simple as supplementing with omegas, then please sign me up. So that is our omegas. And then our last food product is our Juice Plus Complete Shakes, which I absolutely love. I want you to know these are not a supplement. They are actually more food, okay? So our shakes have a food label on them. There are 15 more plants. So when we have a shake in our capsules, we're getting over 50 plants into our bodies every single day. They are soy-based, and we see down at the bottom that although soy a while back has kind of like a questionable reputation, that is not the case. The research that is coming out now is that the quality of soy really depends on how it's processed. And our soy is not genetically modified, and it is not washed in acid, which is what is happening with your regular soy, your genetically modified soy. Soy is like any other plant. It is full of wonderful, powerful nutrients and is good for our body. So Kim Dalzell shares at the bottom that the safety of soy depends on the source. The whole soybean, minimally processed, is the best and most balanced defense against disease. I just saw an interview with Christy Funk. You can look up her name and her book. I got it at the library, but she is the breast surgeon to Sheryl Crow and Angelina Jolie, kind of well known. And she actually publicly came out and apologized to her patients for telling them not to eat soy for the past 15 years, because as she did research for her latest book, she realized that she was completely wrong. Not only should her patients be having soy, they should be having it every single day. So I thought that was really powerful. So why is Juice Plus unique? Why am I so excited to be able to share this with you? The first reason of the three is that it is food. I have my capsule bottle here, and if you turn it around, it actually has a nutrition label on the back. Love for you to run to your cupboards, not right now, but maybe in a little bit, run to your cupboard and check the supplements that you have in your cupboard. You turn them around, you will not see nutrition label, okay? You are going to see supplement label. And that's what we talked about. Those are those vitamins that have isolated nutrients in them that aren't doing your body good. This is just food. The second reason is that it's NSF certified. So a lot of people will ask if Juice Plus is organic, and I say no. And here's why I'm so glad, because organic, unfortunately, does not mean that nothing is sprayed. Organic means that there are lots of things that can be sprayed on that produce, just at a little lesser of levels. So a little bit of poison, I guess, is better than the full dose that is on your conventional. I'm not saying that organic isn't better than conventional, but it's not as good as what's in Juice Plus, because the NSF certification guarantees that nothing has been sprayed on the produce that is used in the Juice Plus product. Less than 1% of vitamin supplement companies have this sort of certification. It's hard to come by, it's hard to keep, and Juice Plus has had it for many, many years. And finally, it's the most researched nutritional product in the world. And I love this company because all those years ago, they decided that they were going to try to help people understand that food really is like medicine. In fact, it's better than medicine. Here we have all this research on medicine. They sought to try to bridge that gap and show people that food is powerful. And that's why they went the route of putting research behind it. And this research is gold standard. It's the same sort of research you would see on a pharmaceutical drug. And quite frankly, there's more research on Juice Plus. It's about to override the pharmaceutical companies as far as their products. So it's gold standard, double-blind, placebo-controlled. It's tested on real people with blood, and it's published in peer-reviewed journals. And you can see some of those there on your screen. So it's not done in a Juice Plus lab. It's done in respected research universities. Some of the things that it has been shown to do are listed here: contribute to cardiovascular wellness, support quality of life, support cholesterol health. As we look down the right-hand side, I want to just focus on it has been proven to reduce oxidative stress. Okay, that's what we talked about. Oxidative stress is the root cause of aging and disease in our bodies. So if it's been proven to reduce that, then that is such a positive thing. And then that last one, super important. It's been proven to be absorbed by the body. If any of you have ever taken a multivitamin, you may have noticed your urine changing color. That is a sign that your body is not knowing what to do with that and is just excreting it. So at the bottom here is Dr. Richard Dubois, who is one of the first doctors that really saw the power of Juice Plus. There's now over 8,000 medical professionals that recommend Juice Plus. But here he is at the beginning, and what he had to say is this: there's nothing else available any place in the world with or without prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus does in the body. And then we have here a great program, and this is how I got started with Juice Plus. Somebody sponsored my sweet little boy who was struggling with major asthma, landing him in the pediatric intensive care unit. This company has such a heart. It's actually started by Dr. Bill Sears, who's America's pediatrician, who was seeing such great things in his practice that he wanted families to get started on this. So he came to Juice Plus, and here's what was born: the Healthy Starts for Families, which says that children can take this for free as long as an adult is taking it for up to 4 years, from the ages of 4 to 18, and full-time college students can take it as well. And you can see here the results. Really good things were happening when kids were getting Juice Plus in their body. And our final product is our Tower Garden, and I got 2 of these, and we're getting them set up right now. My 12-year-old son is in charge of this whole thing. He has 40, because we have 2 of the Tower Garden Flex, and there's 20 slots in each. He has 40 things ready to go and sprouting. I just kind of let him go at it, which I absolutely love. But it really is that easy. When people are like, is it easy? I'm like, my 12-year-old is doing this, I promise you. It is. But it does all of these things, uses 98% less water, 90% less space, 30% more yield, 3 times faster. And there's a study that shows that it's more nutritious than what you grow in the ground because of the soil depletion that is a very real problem in our world. So and you don't have to wash it because it's not sitting in dirt, which I absolutely love. We also have a lot of different resources. If you're looking for more of a lifestyle program, there's something called Shred 10 that we join in community to help each other to make some great changes. It's not about shredding 10 pounds, it's about shredding habits that maybe will lead to that, but really we just want to get better at our habits. And I love this slide. This was something that really opened my eyes to kind of what's going on in our world. So fat cells surround toxins, and they do that to prevent them from harming our vital organs. What we try to do when we are increasing in our weight, we're trying to lose that weight, so we start dieting, right? We restrict our calories and or we go and try to burn fat. But because our body is doing that for a reason, our body doesn't want to give up that fat because it knows it'll be more dangerous to us. So we burn our fat, but then we feel worse because our organs are exposed to toxins. And as soon as our body has a chance, we stop exercising and or we go back to a normal caloric intake. What happens? We rebound. And you see this all the time. I'm sure there are people in your life that have been yo-yoing for decades. What Juice Plus really wants to help people do is to cleanse. And you know, you might hear like a detox, and that might scare you because sometimes those are intense. But what Juice Plus really is a gentle detox every single day to help detoxify us from the toxins so that our body can shed the fat. If our body doesn't have toxins, then it won't need the fat to encase them. Does that make sense? So then we won't have any rebound because we won't need that anymore. So I love these slides because it's not about being skinny, it's about being healthy. And we can do that when we are taking in antioxidants, fresh fruits and vegetables every day. Best part of Juice Plus is how affordable it is. I don't know if you've gone to the grocery store and tried to buy organic produce. You can't buy vine ripened, but you could maybe buy organic. But there's no way that I could get all of this in for myself and my family for as economical as Juice Plus is. So we take, as I said, the quad, so $2.50 a day, and then we add another $1 a day for the omegas. And this is still less than what you would spend for your daily habit of something that maybe wasn't serving you as well. This is shown on the right-hand side. And as you see again, kids are going to eat for free. So we invite you as we end just to think about 3 ways that you could join us. You could become a Juice Plus customer. You could become a partner with the company. That's what I did. I knew I wanted to take Juice Plus, and so I went ahead and shared it with my mom and my sister, and that's where I began. And I'm so glad they each started, and they have continued, and they've just added more of our products. And my mom is getting a Tower Garden now, so super excited for her. Or you could look to build a side income. This is, in this day and age, a lot of people are having just what we would call just side hustles, just a little bit of something extra, what would you do with an extra 500 or 1,000 a month? We could share that with you too. So I'm so thankful that you were able to join us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. That's not that slide there. Sorry. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to go ahead and unmute. Or Jill, actually, if you want to unmute yourself and just share with us why Juice Plus makes sense to you. I'll unmute you. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, well, I was introduced to Juice Plus by Niki, and thank you, Niki. And so I'm kind of new to the Juice Plus family. This past fall, I started taking it because I have not always been the healthiest. I've wanted to be. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I work full time. And with that, it's just, you do the best you can, but at the same time, there's always holes in your diet. There's no way you're getting all of the fruits and vegetables. Going back to my past, I struggled with health, with keeping myself healthy. I had an eating disorder for 20 plus years, and I like what you said, Julie. It's not skinny, it's about being healthy, and that's the number one thing I'm trying to move forward to in my life and with my family's life, especially now that I have a young daughter. So introducing Juice Plus, with me and my husband taking it, and then having the, sponsoring a child, having them taking the chews for free because we're on it is amazing. And it's not only does it taste good for them because it makes them want to have that, it also wants to make them make better choices through the day. Through me as well. I'm always wanting to, after I take it in the morning, you kind of feel good. You want to drink that water. You want to get that workout in, eat better throughout the day. So it keeps our family healthy, and the sickness. I mean, the amount of sick days that they've had to take from school is way less than what it was in the past years. We'd have kids that get the flu every year, or there'd be a fever, every fall, winter. But this year I've noticed a huge difference just since they started taking it. So it's been a blessing to our family, and I can't wait to move towards the Tower Garden. Julie and Niki, I know you guys have yours, and I can't wait to get mine, but that's the next thing I'm moving towards. So
awesome. Thank you so much, Jill. It's so neat to see just even the changes you've seen. And I love how you said there's just even a shift when you're doing one good thing, it's more likely you'll do the next. And it's the one simple change, right, that we make. So thank you so much for sharing. Niki, do you want to unmute yourself? I got it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize if you guys can't see me. I'm in my tower room, and I checked this earlier and the lighting was good, but now that the window behind me, the sun's gone down, it's a little differently. So I hope you guys can see me okay. But I'm so thankful Julie shared Juice Plus with me, and I knew it was such an amazing product, which is why I decided to partner with the company. I knew I wanted to share it with others. And we were already eating really well, but I know we were not eating the variety that's in Juice Plus, and it just gives me such a peace of mind to be able to give this to my family every day. And the research is just incredible. So we've noticed a couple things since we started Juice Plus, and the research study about boosting your immune system, we definitely saw that. Every December is when everyone goes down in my household, which we are a household of 9, like dominoes, and we miss Christmas parties, and we even had to cancel an out-of-town trip before because everyone was sick, or half of us would get to go to a party and half of us stay home, which just wasn't fun. And the first December when we started Juice Plus, I noticed we just skated by cold and flu season. So that was huge, and that was such confirmation to me what this was doing on a cellular level to our immune systems and our bodies. And the other thing that I noticed was right away when I started Juice Plus, I went to a doctor's appointment, and I found out that my thyroid was enlarged and my blood work was way off relating to my thyroid. And I wasn't having any symptoms, but something was really wrong, and it was really scary. So I was taking my Juice Plus, and along with some other health changes, a couple months later, I went back to the doctor, and my thyroid had shrunk a little, and I got blood work drawn, and my numbers were getting closer to the normal range. So I knew I was on the right path. And within 6 months, my blood work was completely normal, and my thyroid was normal size again. So this was such a blessing, because even though I wasn't having any symptoms, something was really wrong. And because I addressed the root cause of what was going on in my body, this completely resolved. So we've really just been blessed by Juice Plus.
Oh, Nikki, I love your story. I love hearing it. And being a mama of a big family, I totally know, like, to not have people sick is amazing. There's such a freedom that comes from that. So thank you for sharing. And Tori, last but not least, I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, well, I just love being on here. I could listen to you speak all night, Julie, and I love these stories. So my mom, I'm just so fortunate that my mom said yes to Juice Plus over 19 years ago now. So it has been a part of my life. You know, I've grown up with it. I've grown up with this community that is amazing. Little did she know when she said yes, that it was going to be the catalyst for our family's, health journey. And it was just going to be an amazing solution for my younger brother, who is having all kinds of autoimmune issues. He had allergies and eczema and asthma, and he even had vitiligo, which is where you lose the pigment in your skin because your immune system starts attacking your healthy cells. So nowadays you're hearing about autoimmune issues all the time, and that is just an epidemic. But I am just so thankful that my brother was able to get off 7 prescriptions and really hasn't suffered with any of those issues in the last 19 years. So that was incredible. That happening for me when I was 11 it just totally changed the course of my life growing up, and really made me realize the power of plants and all that Julie emphasized tonight with how powerful they are from a young age. And I just went on, fast forward to get to have this with each of my pregnancies. So my husband and I have 4 children, and this was my sole prenatal nutrition with each of them. And as soon as they turned 6 months and started solids, I opened up these plant capsules into their baby food, or even just sprinkled some directly into their mouth. So I'm just forever grateful. My mom, who said yes, almost 20 years ago now, had no clue that this was going to actually affect the DNA of future generations, because it really did. It has been shown to repair DNA, and it did that for me as I grew up and had it in my body, and then even now being able to give it to my children. I'm just so grateful. So I would not miss a day of flooding my body with this nutrition. It has totally impacted our family. My husband, just to touch on him, he was super skeptical and used to make fun of me for all my healthy, things that I loved eating salads, making smoothies, and he totally made fun of me. He was a nurse, going back to school to be a nurse practitioner when we met, and he just has completely, come alongside me and gotten to be a part of this community. And now he went back and did a functional medicine program. So he went from being a very Western educated, really not knowing much about, he knew a lot about drugs and a lot about illness, but he didn't know a lot about prevention and wellness. So now he is passionate about getting to the root cause, like Niki just mentioned, just helping each of his patients get to the root cause of what's going on in their body, and teaching them about food as medicine. And so together as a couple, we're just so passionate. I'm so grateful that I just get to be home and get to be a part of this incredible mission, and it is just such a gift. So thank you for letting me share.
Thank you, Tori. I love it. Well, your mama is one smart lady. Like, just think about the generations that she impacted by her finding out about this. I hope someday that my kids will be saying the same thing. I just love it. So thank you guys all for taking time out and joining us. And hopefully you learned a thing or two and were inspired. That really is our goal. It's just a wonderful community of like-minded people, really, who are on a mission. So Thank you again. I'm going to pause the recording.